The gaming industry is advancing rapidly, with upcoming titles focused on next-generation graphics and visual realism. These games aim to showcase improved lighting, detailed environments, and more lifelike character models that highlight the progress of modern technology. Let's get into it.
Did you know that black holes are extreme?
Neo Berlin 2087 is a third and first-person action role-playing game built around detective work, combining shooting, stealth, and progression systems with customizable abilities and weapons for different playstyles. Players control a detective investigating a murder linked to a wider conspiracy, using skills like behavior analysis and mind hacking to extract clues from memories and emotions, while missions span a divided city and a wasteland where enemies and resources support combat and upgrades.
Neo Berlin, what do I really know about it? She's like you. She needs your help.
I followed every thread, reconstructed memories. None of it fits.
You think you're solving the case. This is so much bigger. What if the case is you?
The world only works with order. Without order, chaos breaks out. It's out of balance and we must restore it. Do you understand that, Nolan?
Yes.
Forza Horizon 6 is a racing game set in Japan, featuring over 550 real-world cars and a large map with cities, rural roads, and industrial areas. Players take part in festival races, progress through ranks by completing events, and unlock access to new areas and faster cars. Gameplay includes solo and co-op modes, car customization with upgrades and visual changes, property ownership with garages, and creative tools like Event Lab and Collab to build and share custom races.
Agents must understand a set of rules that will grant them all possible chances to survive. So, take a deep breath, listen up, and you...
007 First Light is an action-adventure game where players control a young James Bond during MI6 training, taking on missions that involve stealth, combat, and gadget use. Gameplay allows different approaches such as silent infiltration, direct fights, or deception to bypass enemies, with missions set across multiple locations and featuring vehicles. Players complete objectives tied to a conspiracy involving a rogue agent, with replayable missions that include modifiers to test different strategies and playstyles.
When confronting a whole group of enemies, you may choose a gentler approach.
And hut! Rob Minkley, Crux Magazine.
Bluffing is an art that will serve you well, whether getting caught red-handed...
Over here! Looks like a trust fall gone wrong.
Or to simply pass through a room under enemies' noses.
Oi, you lads got a faulty coffee machine?
Bluffing consumes instinct and won't be available if a more experienced enemy is nearby. In this scenario, you won't get far without the appropriate gear. Therefore, the second rule is to always come prepared.
Well, what are we waiting for?
MI6 will keep its doors open for you between missions, giving you the chance to catch up with familiar faces, gather intel, and prepare for your next move.
So, your name is Moneypenny.
Now let's not get carried away, James.
QLab, on the lower level, will give you access to a wide range of gadgets.
I like it. Don't change a thing.
Each tool is designed to go unnoticed on the field, but help with maximum efficiency.
Right, follow me. I have something for you.
The Q-Lens will highlight useful information about opportunities and hackable devices. Your Q-Watch should be able to activate these to divert attention, deactivate cameras, or get rid of unsuspicious enemies in creative ways. The dot phone can quietly move enemies out of the way. The smoke pod, a timeless classic, will block visibility at short range. The modified earbuds will produce a flash of light to stun opponents. Other gadgets will be developed in due time and will help you stay creative in all circumstances.
Who do you work for? Take the shot!
Knowing how to improvise is a matter of life and death in the midst of action. Any object at disposal could prove useful to put an enemy's ideas back in their place. The same could be said of guardrails, electrical panels, or any surface hard enough to act as a weapon. Under heated circumstances, MI6 grants you a license to kill, allowing for even more possibilities to get rid of hostiles. In these situations, any weapon could be used as long as you manage to obtain it. Switch between different playstyles to catch your attackers off guard, and don't forget to return what you borrowed once out of ammo. Some enemies will be harder to defeat, and gadgets will help you get rid of soldiers' armors, stun tenacious leaders, and defuse grenades with the simple press of a button from your watch. Focus training will also give you an edge over your enemies. Dilate time and incapacitate their legs, or disarm them with the precision of a marksman. All of these skills might be trained between missions in Taksim, the department of Dr. Selena Tan.
Welcome to my dream factory.
Taksim will put your skills to the test through multiple types of challenges, each with its own specific rules that will pitch your performance against those of other agents from around the world. Overcoming challenges will earn you experience points, which you can spend on gadget upgrades, new firearms, and unique outfits to defeat enemies in style. And remember, at IO Interactive, the launch of a game is only the start. New content for Taksim will be created over time.
Faster, James. Faster.
So, keep an eye out for our updates, and get ready as new challenges lie ahead to put your 00 skills to the test. Finally, one last unwritten rule might be that an agent is never as good as when surrounded by allies, a team ready to give its all in the field, and companions to defend. But we're pretty sure you'll figure out this part yourself when the time comes. See you on May 27th to join the program and discover Bond's adventures in 007 First Light.
I know we're not good people. I know that. You think we're going to hell?
Samson is an action-adventure game combining close-quarters combat and driving, where players fight through city districts while managing debt and time pressure. Gameplay uses an action point system to choose missions, a daily quota that increases difficulty if missed, and a law response that reacts to player actions. Combat relies on momentum and environment, while vehicles are used for ramming and chases, with upgrades and a skill tree shaping abilities across both fighting and driving.
All cities high on White Whisper. The city's sick.
I pray that vile drogue would be taken off our streets.
Half the things I do to keep this organization running, Carter doesn't like.
There's so many of us just up and disappearing. This shit is getting weird.
True power must remain unbridled. It's a shame dinosaurs like your boss can't see that.
Fuck you, Carter!
The only thing for people like me is to keep going. Keep grinding.
Blight Survival is a PvE action horror game set in a medieval war zone, playable, solo, or in co-op with up to 3 players, where combat involves fighting both humans and infected creatures. Using a directional system with skill-based mechanics, players choose weapons, armor, and talents to suit their playstyle, while missions involve gathering resources and deciding whether to secure loot or push deeper, with elements inspired by roguelite and extraction systems influencing risk and progression.
Port Desire. A city that don't belong to anyone, but everyone wants a piece.
No Law is a first-person action role-playing game set in a cyberpunk city, where players control Grey Harker and take on missions using stealth or direct combat, supported by military upgrades and sci-fi tools. Gameplay allows multiple approaches with choices that change outcomes and encourage replayability, while movement across rooftops and alleys supports tactical positioning, and interactions with characters shape how events unfold through different paths and consequences.
Instead of blood. But desire is a fickle mistress. The city won't let me go. It won't forget my name. I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything. The mayors and anyone that stands in my way, every last one of them. They're gonna learn something real simple.
Untitled John Wick game is a third-person action shooter built around gun-fu combat, combining close-range gunplay with movement and positioning to take down enemies, while missions take place across varied locations with sequences that include driving and combat encounters. The game uses an original story within the John Wick timeline, featuring both known and new characters, with gameplay structured to reflect cinematic action through choreographed fights and transitions between shooting and traversal.
Adaptable. He must be grounded, stable, constant. I believe you are ready, sir.
Yeah. Been fighting longer than I can remember.
Marvel's Wolverine is an action-adventure game featuring third-person combat built around Wolverine's claws, close-range attacks, and fast healing abilities, allowing players to engage enemies aggressively while recovering from damage. Gameplay involves encounters with characters from the X-Men mythos, including enemies like Omega Red and Sentinels, with combat likely centered on melee systems and reactive movement, while the story connects with Insomniac's Marvel Universe through a standalone narrative focused on Logan.
Doesn't matter where I go. How far I run. Death's always waiting. Just not for me. I ain't no hero. I'm Wolverine.
Any survivors out there? This thing working?
State of Decay 3 is an open-world survival game where players manage a community in a zombie outbreak, gathering resources, building and expanding a base, and making decisions that affect characters and events. Gameplay includes permanent character loss, requiring careful risk management during missions, while solo and co-op play allow up to 4 players to develop a shared settlement with progression tied to survival, resource control, and responding to an evolving zombie threat.
For State of Decay 3. We've been keeping a close eye on what you liked about State of Decay 2 and what you didn't. We've read your feedback on Discord. We've watched your gameplay clips and live streams on YouTube.
We just got 3 in 1, baby!
And through it all, we've seen how powerful and tight-knit this community is.
That's all you gotta do, guys.
It became clear the community is survival and that we need your help. And if you've made it this far, great, because starting next month, we'll be hosting a series of alpha playtests with the community. Listen, I'm not going to spoil the surprise for you, but I can say that it will feature 4-player co-op, some new base building and resource strategies, and a whole lot of combat. If scavenging supplies in the middle of a zombie outbreak sounds fun to you, then grab your ruck, pack some mags, and head over to our website to find more information and register for a chance to be included in the alpha. If you don't get contacted for this round, don't worry. We'll keep your name on the list and have plenty of other opportunities for you throughout the year. We'll be sharing more updates like this throughout development to keep you up to date on what's new, what we're learning, and let you know about more opportunities to join the fun. Thank you again for your support and your patience over the years. We cannot wait to share more information about State of Decay with you. Remember, community is survival. Oh God!
It was like another life. Everything made sense to you.
The Expanse Osiris Reborn is a third-person action role-playing game where players control a customizable captain, leading a crew while managing a ship and completing missions across the solar system. Gameplay combines cover-based shooting, abilities, and real-time squad commands with 2 active companions and others providing support, while decisions affect relationships, events, and outcomes. And progression involves handling political pressure, combat encounters, and maintaining control of resources and crew stability.
Series belongs to Belters. I didn't become a mercenary to run away from my enemies.
Fear festering into hatred. Typical.
Surely a little gun doesn't scare you.
A Trojan horse. Protogen let its own enemies in.
An enemy of my enemy is my friend?
We have to find our own answer.
만약 이 결정이 패권 국가의 특정 정치 집단의 이익을 저해한다면
MUDANG 2 Hearts is a third-person action-adventure game combining stealth, close-quarters combat, and shooting, where players take control of a soldier navigating missions tied to terrorist attacks in Seoul. Gameplay supports multiple approaches such as silent infiltration, direct combat, or environmental tactics using gadgets and tools, with open-ended levels offering routes like vents, rooftops, and destructible paths, while enemy AI reacts to player actions by investigating, coordinating, and adapting during encounters.
당신은 무엇 때문에 분노하는지 당신의 분노는 스스로 결정한 것입니다. 누군가 당신의 분노를 이용한다. 진정태!
Persona 4 Revival is a role-playing game combining daily life simulation with turn-based combat, where players manage school activities, relationships, and time while investigating a series of murders linked to a mysterious TV channel. Gameplay involves entering another world to fight shadows using personas, exploiting enemy weaknesses in battles, and strengthening abilities through social links, with progression tied to both combat strategy and how players spend their time across different activities. ExeKiller is a first-person action-adventure shooter set in a post-apocalyptic setting where players take on missions with multiple solutions using combat, stealth, or dialogue choices that affect outcomes and endings. Gameplay features a semi-open structure with a central hub, vehicle travel across long distances, and environmental hazards, while progression includes character development, unlocking new areas, and interacting with factions that respond differently based on player decisions.
A corporate bounty hunter.
ExeKillers hunt down fugitives and reclaim souls from those who try to escape the system.
One of the game's main hubs is the Tower, a massive fortress city ruled by the Hellion Corporation. This is where you accept contracts, upgrade your gear, and prepare for missions.
Job well done, contract fulfilled.
The game is structured in chapters, and almost everyone begins and ends in the tower.
Outside the tower lies a harsh, scorched desert. You travel through it in a heavily modified car, designed to protect you from extreme conditions, such as heat and radiation. Inside the vehicle, you have access to your computer, storage, and a working radio.
From your...
Survival is a core part of the experience.
Inventory space is limited, and every item matters, forcing players to make careful decisions about what to carry and what to leave behind.
Hellion's high-tech systems allow you to hack devices, pick locks, and access restricted areas.
Your cybernetic implants help you uncover hidden elements and investigate the environment. Missions and level design are fully non-linear. There's no single way to complete a contract. Stealth, dialogue, and combat are all valid approaches, and can be freely combined.
In ExeKiller, every decision matters.
What's it gonna be? Plata or muerte?
Project M is a chapter-based horror puzzle game where players control a detective investigating a disappearance inside an abandoned building using exploration to find keys, unlock doors, and solve puzzles while avoiding hostile creatures. Gameplay centers on navigating enclosed spaces, managing threats that appear in dark areas, and progressing through chapters that continue the case, with objectives tied to uncovering clues and surviving encounters as players move deeper into the location. Project the Perceiver is an open-world action role-playing game set in a fantasy version of ancient China, where players engage in fast-paced combat built around parrying, duels, and weapon variety, including dual blades and heavier weapons. Gameplay centers on collecting masks from enemies and bosses to switch fighting styles during encounters, while traversal includes rooftop movement and vertical paths, and progression involves adapting combat approaches while navigating a war-torn setting shaped by shifting beliefs.
到底是人活进了戏里，还是戏本就因人而在？
为何执意要起兵戈之火？这把剑，我本不想沾血。且让你们体会杀戮之苦。
你来了。戏还没演完吗？唐已经灭了。天下易主，救星不存，你还能为何而战？
大唐之命系于4年，人在则唐不灭。
天下是苍生的天下，梁还是唐，这2个字重要吗？
大唐福泽万年，逆贼杀戮无道，如何相提并论？
一将功成万骨枯，总有人要在阴影里背负罪孽。你那戏里的唐，真是你心中所念的唐吗？
戏仍未终了，而戏中之人早已不知你我。
Cinder City is a third-person tactical shooter set in a futuristic Seoul, where players take part in both PvE and PvP encounters using high-tech weapons, abilities, and mechanical suits. Gameplay combines cover-based shooting with team-focused strategy, vertical movement, and gear progression tied to looter systems, while the shared world supports large-scale multiplayer interaction with missions involving combat against varied enemy types across dense urban areas and ruined environments. Star Wars Eclipse is an action-adventure game featuring multiple playable characters, where players make decisions that change events and allow the story to continue even if key characters die. Gameplay combines narrative choices with action elements, such as lightsaber combat, space sequences, and interactions across different roles, while progression depends on character paths and outcomes, with each decision shaping how situations unfold across a branching structure.
is a futuristic parallel universe MMORPG developed with Unreal Engine 5.
Prism 2033 is a third-person MMORPG set across parallel worlds, where players complete missions, fight enemies, and interact with others in a shared environment connected through a central hub city. Gameplay includes PvE, combat, team-based activities, large-scale fleet battles, and guild coordination, along with character progression, customization, and player-driven features that allow building personal spaces and interacting with NPCs that react and change over time.
Change. Forests grow and wither, and seasons shift in real time. Through our information field simulation technology, we can simulate NPCs' 5 senses. In events such as fires, visual and olfactory cues take effect, prompting NPCs to react in different ways. Build affection with NPCs and form families. If you eventually have a child, your offspring will inherit both parents' physical traits and grow under your care, forming genuine emotional bonds over time. Prism 2033 offers rich gameplay. Explore parallel worlds with your team, or lead your guild in massive interstellar fleet wars where starships collide. Spend just a few minutes a day wandering through the parallel worlds to earn beautiful outfits and vehicles.